Metal Gear is nothing like anything you've ever played. It has the elements of greatness and the outrageous personality that only this franchise can deliver. Phantom Pain is no exception to this formula. Released in 2015, it was received very well by critics and fans, all praising the excellent gameplay and design. Its cons were few, most of them centered around the sparse and somewhat lacking story. But Phantom Pain achieved something immense. The ingredients were all there, with over 15 titles and decades of experience to learn from, and of course, the brilliant mind and vision of Hideo Kojima at the helm. Despite starting off slow and tense, it's not long before you're roaming the wilds of Afghanistan, fultoning soldiers and punching donkeys. And in this massive, mostly deserted world, you'll never have a shortage of things to do. All thanks to Phantom Pain's versatile combat system that allows you to switch tactics on the fly. The most important aspect of a sandbox is in its replayability and versatility. Most sandboxes only contain the illusion of versatile play. Most of its features become gimmicks that you never use, or you never see them being used against you more than a handful of times. This leads to the world feeling hollow, and choices don't really feel like they matter. In Phantom Pain, every new choice leads to a crazy outcome. Every odd combination of tactics, weapons, and tools will impact the way you play. You could end up finishing story missions within 10 minutes or an hour, and it all depends on how you want to play it. When it comes to difficulty, it's entirely player automated. The game isn't significantly challenging, excluding some key moments and challenge missions. The difficulty lies in how you get to your objective. You can easily shoot your way through hordes of enemies in seconds, or painstakingly sneak through them for your satisfaction. One of the most attractive aspects of this game is how mistakes just never feel like mistakes. Because of how every element interacts with each other, you never really know what's going to happen next. Complementing this is the buddy system. With 4 buddies to pick from, you'll be switching styles wildly if you choose to, or not at all. Deviating from the most obvious path doesn't penalize you. Instead, it might reward you in unexpected ways. You don't have to go through a checklist of prerequisites to complete your objective. You could just roam around and turn up at the right place. There's no scripted set of events that need to be accomplished so that you can get a desired result. You can comfortably avoid fighting or killing, skip entire boss fights without even realizing it, and there's no pressure to play a certain way. This doesn't mean your choices go unnoticed, however. Enemies will slowly adapt to your preferred methods and find ways to counter it, but never to the point where you have to change the way you play. That being said, the most fun to be had in Phantom Pain is when you are constantly experimenting with new weapons and playstyles. Aiding this is the ability to free roam or replay story missions and complete optional objectives. But if that's not your cup of tea, there are also several side ops to choose from. I could bore you to death with countless stories of how I accomplished a variety of missions, and I'm sure within a few hours of playing you would too, and that's where the game's beauty lies. And I haven't even mentioned how beautiful the game looks, or how touching its story is. Sure, in retrospect, the story feels like it progresses rather slowly, but you're having so much fun that you never really miss it. And once the bigger pieces of the story start to fall in place, expect to play through some emotionally charged moments that'll leave you feeling bittersweet. Hidden beneath the mountains of cassette tapes are tidbits of humor and the world's lore, all for you to dig up. Phantom Pain is thoughtful, hopeful, and never shy of being outrageous. But at the end of the day, it recognizes what it truly is. A true sandbox that lets you have fun the way you want. And that is why Phantom Pain is one of the greatest games of modern times.